What's up, YouTube? Or should I say, y'all? Um, I am going to talk about in this video from the very, very beginning of how I became to start this weight loss surgery journey. First off, I have been heavy since probably 6th grade-ish, somewhere around in there. And I used to complain when I first started getting heavy, and within the first few years being a kid and stuff, people's cruel in this world. You get made fun of in school, and they just bully, and I'm sure many of you's been through that. And this is a whole different subject. Sorry, I'm getting off the subject, but anyways, to you haters and you bullies out there, I say, not sure if that's allowed to go on YouTube, but that's how I feel. Now, I'm not one to judge, but if you're going to hate on someone and you're going to make fun of someone, then, karma's a bitch. Anyways, so back in 2016, between, I would say, August, no, maybe, yeah, probably between August and December, I had went from 280 down to about 250. And the way I done this is just, I pretty much ate lean meats like chicken or turkey, either grilled, baked, nothing fried. I tried to stay away from all carbs, but I ate as many vegetables and as much chicken and stuff as I wanted until I was full. I tried to stay off of like pop, anything sugary. I tried to stay away from all that, and I've done really good. Like I said, I went from about 280 down to about 250. Well, then, fast forward to September of last year, September of 2017. Me and my family went on a cruise. Well, free food. I was like, oh heck yes, I cannot wait to try all this different food, blah, blah, blah. Well, I went from September, and I didn't weigh myself again until probably November. But I ate so much food on this cruise that from the time I went on the cruise, I knew I had gained weight by the time I came back because my clothes was fitting tighter. But from September, at the beginning of September when we went on this cruise, until November when I got on the scale again, I had went from 250 to like 318 pounds. Yeah, bad. So I decided to try to eat like I was before, doing the chicken, turkey, the vegetables, staying away from carbs, yada, yada, yada. So, done that, and I only gained more weight. It just didn't come off. So, we'll fast forward again. I had fought with that, and the most I got up to was like 344 pounds, I think. So, when let's see, what month was it? Would have been March. I had just started a brand new job in March. Went through a week of orientation, and sorry if I keep looking up because the camera's wee little circle to look at right here, and I forget that I'm looking at it and think of other things and blah blah blah. Anyways, so I started a new job in March, and I was working in the healthcare field at the time. I went through this new orientation for a week. Started my very first day, worked a 12-hour shift overnight on the floor. Come home, and laid down to try to go to sleep, and I was in horrible pain. I mean, it just hit me all of a sudden. So I was actually off like the next couple days, I think, because the person that was training me was off, and I had to be there when that person was there. So had this pain for like a couple days, and it didn't go away. It was right underneath my right rib cage. So I went to the emergency room. They did an ultrasound and said, your gallbladder is full of sludge. We're going to admit you to the hospital, and you're going to have your gallbladder removed. And I'm like, great. You know, I just started this brand new job and all this. So the emergency room that I went to is like a freestanding emergency room. It's part of the hospital that's about 15 minutes away. So I got transported from the emergency room up to the hospital where there's rooms and everything. They put me in PO, nothing by mouth. This was on a Friday. Yes, I think it was a Friday. Yeah, it was a Friday. So I get transported to the hospital, and they have me down as nothing by mouth because I'm going to be going into surgery, blah, blah, blah. Well, then they decided to do a CAT scan. We did that, and then they wanted to do a HIDA scan, which was in like the nuclear med part of the hospital, and you pretty much like have this really skinny table, and you have to lay still for like 2 hours. There's two parts of the test. This is how it worked with me. There was two parts, and the first part, they don't inject you with anything or anything. They just do like these pictures. It's to see how much function your gallbladder is, and I'm sure they use the HIDA scan for other tests as well, but I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, so for the first hour it takes pictures, you lay still and everything, and then they, I guess, inject you with some kind of something, I don't know, and then they do a second part for another hour. So that was pretty uncomfortable because, you know, you're already in pain, you're hurting, you're laying there, and it wasn't a fun time. So that was, I went in on Friday, waited for the surgeon to come in, waited for them to take me to surgery, kept asking the nurse, they didn't know anything. So finally, on Saturday, the physician's assistant, surgeon's assistant, I guess the person would have been a physician's assistant, but it was to the surgeon, came in, got more information and stuff, and so the surgeon would be back later that day. Never heard anything. Well, Sunday morning, the surgeon comes in and says, not going to do surgery on the weekend, and sends me home. Like, great. You know, I've already had to call off of work, being in the hospital, just started a new job. So I went home, and they called me on Monday, scheduled the surgery for Thursday. Well, I guess it's because unless it's a dire life and death emergency, they're not allowed to do surgery on weekends. Go figure. Anyways, so and I know the gallbladder has nothing to do with the weight loss surgery at this point, but I had my surgery, was off of work for 6 weeks, and when I went to my follow-up with my general surgeon that had taken the gallbladder out, he was asking me questions about, you know, my body mass index being so high and being overweight, and asked me about other problems, and said, yeah, I have high blood pressure that's it's been hard to control, and sleep apnea, and uncontrollable acid reflux. I mean, my acid reflux is horrible, and that's even with medicine. So he said, well, have you ever thought about weight loss surgery? And I said, you know, I mean, I've thought about it in the past, but just kind of kept it in the back of my mind, and, you know. So he said, I'm going to send you for a consultation with Dr. Agaba, which is the bariatric surgeon that's on my bariatric team. So I went to that appointment, and it was for a consultation, but also to get scheduled to have a, am I going to say it right, EGD? It's either EDG or EGD. I can't remember. I'll look it up. But anyways, to have the scope ran down my throat to see why the acid reflux is uncontrollable, if there was problems or anything. And that's another video. But so I went to that consultation, and we talked and everything, and they scheduled the EGD. I think it's EGD. Anyways, they scheduled me for that. And generally, if you're thinking about having weight loss surgery, you have to go to like the orientation and stuff first. Then once you make up your mind and go to an appointment, talk to them and everything, then they'll schedule you for EGD and all that stuff. Well, I was ahead of the game on that part, only because I was having such problems that they wanted to go ahead and schedule that to see what was going on. So I went to that initial appointment, and they set me up to go to, I think it's called an orientation, but it's, you basically go, they talk to you about weight loss surgery, the different types. Now, my bariatric surgeon, the only thing he does right now is gastric bypass, and I think the sleeve. I know they do not do the band, because they remove bands every month, they said. You know, a lot of people have complications, and that, I'm not saying that the band may not be right for you. That's beyond my expertise. But that's just what, you know, my team does. So I went to that introduction, and it wasn't until after then, you know, I went to that and talked to my family about it and said, you know, I'm thinking about maybe doing this, you know, not only just to try to lose weight, but for my health problems, because they had said, you know, this will if you have gastric bypass and acid reflux, that it'll get rid of the acid reflux. Most generally, I'll be able to get off of my blood pressure medicine after surgery and after I lose some weight. And hopefully I will be able to get off the CPAP machine as well. So I come home, and I'm talking to my family about it, my mom and my sister and my friends and stuff, and everyone was completely against it. No, no, no. And I know the main reason why they was is because something that happened with a friend of mine that had the surgery, but that's a totally different story and stuff. But anyways, so, you know, I was really upset, because I'm like, you know, I think this is for the best, and I have no support. What am I going to do, you know? And you're already down on yourself, because, you know, I'm grateful that I'm able to get out and do stuff. There's many people that isn't able to get out and do things, and it's through no fault of their own. But, you know, I am grateful for that. But, yes, I hurt all the time. I have these other problems. It's hard for me to walk long distances because of the weight. My ankles hurt, you know, my back hurts and stuff. But I am thankful that I am able to get out and do things. So, you know, I kept talking to my family and stuff, and I had told my mom, I said, you know, I would really like you to come to one of my support groups with me, because there's required 2 support group meetings before surgery, and that's, I want to say, like, around the globe. I'm not sure. It's not part of what my insurance does. It's part of the bariatric team requirements or whatnot. So I don't know if it's like that around the globe or what. So anyways, after talking more and stuff, you know, they finally realize, yes, this needs to be done, and so, you know, I have support from quite a few people now. Excuse me. So that's pretty much how this whole happened. You know, the whole thing transpired is by having to have my gallbladder removed and talking to that surgeon about things. So that is the very first part of my story, and hopefully I didn't bore you too much. But I mean, this information, like I said, if this is the first video you're watching, my name is Daniel. I don't know if I said that in the beginning of this video. I do have an introduction video, and just want to share my journey with everyone. So if you have questions or comments, I will leave my email address at the very end of this video, and feel free to message me if you don't have support. If you need someone to talk to, I will do my best to answer everyone's emails. If there is a video topic that you would like me to talk about, feel free to leave me a message or email me. I'm not going to have the answers to everyone's questions. If I don't know the answer to something, I will do my best to try to figure out or help answer your question, or get you with someone who can answer your question. There are many channels out there. I recommend you watch as many as you can. Take away, even if it's just a teeny tiny bit of information. You know, everyone's journey is different, and we all learn from one another. So with that being said, stay tuned for the next video of the second step of what my journey has been like. So I hope you all have a dang good day. Talk to you later.